Alright, 2 minutes played already. Right here at the Bolaji Stadium. The game between Beniface and their team, and I need a full 3 points today as a guide to the passage into the Super Fair. And what do you say? Please look at the breaker in the game between Beniface and my future guarantees. We should be goalless. Alright. Okay, let's get to the team and the blue. Oh my goodness, on the pass, and the infringement spotted by the referee. A foul from Isaac Capita there on the defender of Bolaji. Whenever you get to work City, you want your teams to advance over, play now from the back. That's what a future Beniface are trying to do. Play now from the back. You know where it goes. Defenders these days, you have to know how to play from the back. Stop playing defenders have them in abundance. So let's here at the Bolaji Stadium. Opportunity future guarantee. I can say so. Yes, Beniface. But I can tell you again, Masterclass leading by 1 goal to the against Chiefs. The other game they played at the other venue. 3 games going down simultaneously. Right there, the final day of the season, the Rising Star Football League, a project put together about Mr. Fari Kana is the project coordinator. Doing wonderfully well. Yes, for the beautiful project.
Welcome me on the show, Sports Update on Trust TV. Adeni Gishafe. Always good to promote our own Rising Star Football League there. All right, now we talk about Team Nigeria there in France. The Paralympics is taking place there, and we have our star in badminton, that's Badminton, who really has done well for herself. She has won her 2nd game at the competition after she won the 1st game. That was on Thursday, and earlier today, she was able to win her game against Venus of Australia. Talking about Eniola Bolaji, who right now has been able to do it by winning her 2nd game and now earning a medal for the fact that if she's able to do it in the next one, and there will be hope for her to actually get to semi-final of the tournament. Congrats to her for being able to do this. When it comes to Badminton, Eniola has been able to do well, winning 2 games. Meanwhile, her compatriot Unana actually lost his 2nd game after winning the 1st one. For the fact that Eniola has been able to do this is a plus, because there is hope that she could actually get to be on that particular medals table to win either bronze or silver or gold for Nigeria in Badminton. Now, joining us to talk sport this hour, we have Joseph Peter from Kaduna. Good to have you, Joseph.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so before you join us, we're talking about Badminton. Our Nigerian athlete there doing well for the fact that she has played 2 games and she won the 2 outrightly. The first one, she won against Indonesian Kohi, where she was able to win 21-8 and 21-14. The second game, she also defeated Australian Venus, and now there's every tendency that she's able to do well again. She's going to be moving straight down to semi-final of the tournament. Congrats to her for what she has done, and Nigeria can't wait to see how Eniola Bolaji will be able to get to the podium finish of this Badminton.
You know, she's always, she's really building momentum right now. You know, it's not just that she's winning, it's the margin at which she's winning. The margin of her scores against her opponent is kind of wide, which shows, you know, the amount of preparation she has put into into this, and the amount of work she has done, the amount of training that she has involved in, the way she is, you know, just tossing opponents aside. This is the 2nd time it's happening now. And hopefully that she gets to, you know, end the competition the way she has started, because we all can see that she has started very strongly and she's, you know, building momentum, like I said. So hopefully she gets to finish like that and, you know, maybe, be among those that would, stand on the podium and get the gold for Nigeria in this Paralympics. We cannot but just wish her good luck with everything that she's doing, and hopefully she keep on making us proud.
Well, keeping on making us proud there, coming from Joseph Peter, concerning Eniola Bolaji, who has really done it for herself, winning 2 games so far at the Paralympics taking place in Paris for Team Nigeria. Well, as it is right now, Nigeria will be competing in 4 different categories of para badminton, para athletics, para table tennis, and also para powerlifting. And we just hope that we can get more medals, especially gold. If at least the para athletes can actually get us gold, gold is gold, no matter what. And we want to celebrate them for what they've been doing. Congrats to her for being able to do that, and we hope for more. Now, talking about sport, we quickly look at activities in the world of sport. Let's look at La Liga. Games were played yesterday. We look at those results, and then we talk about German Bundesliga and also Italia Serie A. Girona went gaga. They actually defeated Osasuna 4-0 in that game, while Las Palmas held their own against Real Madrid 1-0. Well, it was a tough one because Real Madrid actually had to struggle against Las Palmas to play 1-0 there. Vinicius Junior scoring that particular penalty. It was a tough one, Joseph. Let's start with Girona being able to win 4 good goals. They scored against Osasuna. They are really sending signals to everyone that they could actually speak of surprise this particular season.
After their escapade last season, what they have done, lots, is being expected from Girona. Only for them to go to Atletico, where we thought they would be a stiff opponent, went there and they lost, by 3 goals, and that kind of make people turn to them and be like, okay, what is happening? Everybody wanted to know what was happening. Is it because Jovic has left the club? Is it that Eber Ruiz that just came in is not, a worthy, replacement? But they have once again, displayed what we knew them to always do, what they have been doing last season, and were able to just shove aside Osasuna. They were just too good for Osasuna yesterday, and even Eber Ruiz, who was being questioned, scored a very, very beautiful goal, and gave them this 4-0 win, which they have. And hopefully they get to keep the momentum, and they have Champions League football before them. They are going to have the likes of PSG and all coming to their home. So everybody was thinking, are they really going to match those kinds of things? This is another chance for them to look at themselves and keep this particular kind of strength that they have gotten against Osasuna, hopefully into the Champions League, not just the La Liga.
Seriously. Now, looking at that, we look at Real Madrid also. They struggled against Las Palmas. It ended 1-0. It was a tough one, even before they could get that penalty that Vinicius converted. But you look at that game, it's not as if people underrated Las Palmas, but just with that, we know Real Madrid, we know what they can do. But that game against Las Palmas wasn't the best that they wanted.
The game against Las Palmas, you look at it and you think, okay, were Las Palmas that good? No, they wasn't actually very good. It's just that Madrid was just very, very poor. And to be candid with you, Madrid has not really, reflected what we are expecting from them, even after signing Mbappe. I'm not going to make a fuss about him not scoring goals, because I know he's going to score a lot of goals. And he has been, sharp. That's one thing I've noticed. He has been sharp all across the 3 games. Because even the last game that they won, 2-0, it didn't come from the regular culprits that we know. Usually it could be Vinicius, it could be Mbappe, or it could be Rodrigo. But the goals that were scored in the previous game, which they won, was scored by the young Hendrik and Brahimi. So, even if you look back at the other game, the first game, they didn't win it. It was a draw. So really, Madrid have not really, commanded that, respect we know them with, that game that they get to establish themselves upon an opponent and actually get to win games. That is actually missing, and there is nobody better who can fix this particular problem than Carlo Ancelotti. I'm sure everything will turn around, maybe next game, maybe after the internationals, but I'm quite sure that he will tweak something just like he did last season. He would basically maybe drop somebody and then tweak something, and Madrid will come back to life. But the result that was, gotten yesterday was absolutely not because that Palmas were that good. No, they weren't that good. It was just Madrid being bad.
Okay, well, Real Madrid just have to up their antics. They have to do well this season. They need to peak right now because the marathon have actually started. And they need to really quickly begins to get into those games that they'll be playing, coming from Joseph Peter for those results coming from La Liga there. Right now, let's go German. As we look at St. Pauli, we're playing again. They are back to the German Bundesliga. They'll be facing Union Berlin in the game that will be happening this evening. And that game is a big one because Union Berlin and St. Pauli, they've met before and they know what's at stake. You look at the date on St. Pauli, 1910. It's not a joke of a team. They've been there. They have the experience, even though they are just back to the Bundesliga. They'll be playing against Union Berlin, who also they know their own onion. We saw what they did last season, even upper season ago rather, how they were able to shock bigger teams in Europe and even in German Bundesliga. So they'll be playing host to St. Pauli, and I still remember one of those Nigerian players, or maybe Nigerian born abroad, Patrick Omela out there about playing St. Pauli then before moving to other clubs. But right now, at least this game is coming up between Union Berlin and St. Pauli. You look at their names. You want to tilt toward Union Berlin that they would do it because Awuni is the last popular Nigerian that was there, and also Anthony Uja. Uja played for Union Berlin also. So right now, when it comes to the names that these teams bear, you want to tend toward Union Berlin, but football doesn't go with names at times. We just talk about Las Palmas and Real Madrid, and now they'll be facing St. Pauli, which you actually swing the other side.
Ideally, you would want to swing, like you said, to Union Berlin because they've been there the two previous seasons. They've done well, especially the season before the last one, where they kind of established themselves and caused a lot of upset. And was up there in the table, dragging with Bayern Munich, and even were able to defeat Bayern Munich in their home game. So you would probably want to look at that and still towards Union Berlin. But really, like you said, football is not about that. It's just 11 up against 11, and the team with the better plan usually wins. That is how it happens in football. That's what happened in Las Palmas game. Madrid couldn't establish their game on Las Palmas. Las Palmas took away the point. So the same thing is possible. St. Pauli, no matter how little you want to look at them, they have been around. They have been around for a very, very long time. If you follow the division, the German division, you would know that they have been there for a very, very long time. Yes, this may be their kind of long awaited to return to the Bundesliga, but you don't take away anything from them. They are playing against a good side, and that good side is at home. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but anything can happen.
Anything can happen with a lot of football there concerning our game coming up in German Bundesliga. Union Berlin against St. Pauli coming up there. All right, now Italians they also have fixtures that will coming up tonight. Let's quickly look at those games where we have Venezia against Torino and Atalanta against Inter Milan. What a match there between Atalanta and Inter, even though we know that the Milan Lukman may not from the way it is right now. But it's a big match because Atalanta too seems to be having some fire in them, and they are ready to go against Inter Milan. Joseph.
Going to be a very, very tough game for Inter Milan rather. Atlanta, are not under any kind of pressure. They are away at Inter, so they are just there to pick the maximum point they can get if they are able to get. And if they don't get, nobody's going to talk about them and say Atlanta did not win Inter. Nobody's going to mention them, right? But if they get to cause an upset, then it becomes a topic next week, and we'll be talking about it. So, it's going to be a very, very difficult game for Inter. And Inter did not have a perfect start. The past 3 games, they won, they drew, and this is another one for them, to kind of win. But it's a very, very difficult game. I'm quite sure that, if you had asked Inzaghi to, pick the first 3 teams he would want to face in the beginning of the season, he won't add Atlanta to one of them. But then it is what it is, and they have to get the result. They have the personnel, their players are in good form, and Ademola Lookman right now is not even in the side, will not be playing for Atlanta, so it's going to be a lot lighter for them to actually carry out the job. I expect them to do it, but if they don't do it, we'll also understand that it's Atlanta.
Despite penalty miss for Taiwo Awoniyi, in fact, it was a tough one for them. Although they were bound down by Newcastle, he actually Balud play his own penalty over the bar. Well, his coach right now, Nuno Espirito Santo, is saying he's going to back him up. That's the story we're looking at. Nottingham Forest boss Nuno Espirito back Taiwo Awoniyi despite penalty miss. I think that's very good enough to boost the morale of a player. If your coach is standing by for you to say, whatever, no matter what happens, I'm going to be behind you.
Of course, we don't expect Nuno Espirito Santo to come out to the media and say, why would Awoni miss a penalty? I'm not happy that Awoni missed a penalty. We don't like it. You're going to hear stuff like that. Definitely, he will go to back the player and say, okay, this is about. You and I do not know what was talked about in the dressing room. With the caliber of penalty kick that, Awoni played, I'm sure that there is some eyebrows that were raised, concerning. But of course, just as the practice would have it, the coach will not come out and condemn the player. He would, in fact, back him, because it favors him when he backs the player, because if he does not back the player and the player gets to lose confidence, it's to the detriment of the coach and the detriment of the team. So, this is the normal behavior we expect from coaches when stuff like this happens. But as for Awoni, he needs to keep his calm and he needs to, take his game even more serious than he is taking it now.
Awoni needs to be more serious concerning penalty, although they call it game of law, but you just have to master it for you to do well when it comes to penalty. He needs to get his confidence back from the way it is. Right now, still talking about transfer gossip here and there. Well, it's winding down for the closure of the transfer window over there in England, although for Saudi Arabia, it's still Monday. So Nigerians are really pushing for Osimhen to move. Well, there's still hope if everything goes well. Maybe he's going to England for Chelsea or maybe to Al Ahly. But from the way everything is going, we still can't say what's going to be happening. But we have some Nigerians who right now, they've moved from one club to the other. We have our own lady, that's Apoel Jerusalem, actually signed for Falcons midfielder Esther Onyenezide from Real Madrid Feminine. She was with Real Madrid and she was there at least stay for a season, and she couldn't get much playing time. She had to find a way out. Onyenezide right now has pitched her tent with another club, although this time around in Israel, called Apoel Jerusalem, and right now she's been welcomed there. Good one.
A very, very good one. As a footballer, organically, you want to play football alongside earning. If you are not playing football, no matter how much you're earning, it doesn't really sit well with you. So for her to be at Madrid was actually a good opportunity for her to, display herself in the center stage of world football, female football. But if it's not working out, there's no point, staying on the bench, because that is counterproductive. So for her to move to where she would play, which is her Apoel, is actually a good move. I welcome the move and I wish her all the best up there, and hopefully she gets to use the experience she may have learned, she may have gotten from those training sessions and a couple of minutes that she was able to get from Madrid, and use it to make herself or establish herself in the Israeli league and be one of the best among them.
Okay, right now it's a floodgate of transfer. A lot of players moving. In fact, all the clubs are rushing in right now. Let's quickly run through three stories we have before we wrap it up. We talk about Southampton signing Arsenal goalkeeper Ramsdale. Right now has actually completed £25 million move from Arsenal to Southampton. They're happy getting their man. And also Romelu Lukaku completes a deal from from his club Chelsea to Napoli, £38 million. Reunite with Antonio Conte on a 3-year deal. What a way to go. They've been pursuing him, and right now he has got his man, and the groove is here. They will be rocking Napoli, the city of Naples. They are battle ready to see Lukaku banging in more goals there. And why the last one has to do with Nigerian defender Benjamin Tanimu signs for Crawley Town from Tanzania side Zigenda Black Stars. After 7 months there, he moved away from Zigenda Black Stars to move to League One team Crawley Town. $850,000. At least that's a big one for a year deal with an extension. That's a big move there. But right now, as it is, Joseph, because of our time, just nipping it involved, just a very short one. Lukaku to Napoli, done.
So that marriage started, or the bromance started right at Inter, and it's continuing now at Napoli. So it's going to be an opportunity for Lukaku to reignite his fire in football and showcase what we know he can be able to showcase, and that would help, hopefully be a domino effect that can affect the Osimhen deal for Osimhen to actually go to Saudi Arabia. That's why I want him to go. Let him go and get that money. That money is too much to me.
Everybody is saying go for that money. Well, Napoli has gotten their man Lukaku, so everybody is saying Osimhen, go and get that money. But we just wait to see if this deal will not cut to that. A lot of issue here and there, but we wait to see when that breaking news will be happening concerning Victor Osimhen. That will be a big amount of money for the Nigerian star. Well, Joseph Peter, I want to appreciate your time for joining from Kaduna. Thank you so much.
Very, very happy being here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, Joseph Peter joined us from Kaduna there. Appreciations to him. And quickly, before we wrap it up, we just have to look at the fact that Team Nigeria are doing well over there in France, and we wish them the best for the remaining part of the competition. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.